Yo, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to Amateur Hour Sports Talk. Today's date is Wednesday, February 3rd. You guys are in for a treat today, not just because you guys are hearing a familiar voice back. Yes, I'm back. I apologize for the lack of sports knowledge. I know I take a lot away whenever I go away for a little bit. Had to go on my little hiatus. No, I'm just kidding. These guys held it down while I was gone.
I think it was our highest rated show on Facebook, actually, last week.
It probably was because they didn't have to look at my ugly mug. But you guys are in for a treat, so we're going to talk about the NBA a little bit. The NBA is on and running. Everything's looking good. My Cavs are looking, decent, I guess. NBA power rankings are out as of the 1st. So top 5, just a quick top 5. I don't know whether you guys agree or not, and maybe you guys can pull up the list yourself and see what you guys, who you would substitute. Right now, this is NBA.com, so pretty credible source, I think. Number 1, they got the Clippers. I'll go through them all, and then we can talk after I go through the top 5. So they got the Clippers, number 1. The Sixers, number 2. I know you two are happy about that.
Trust the process, baby.
What power rankings you going off of?
NBA.com.
NBA.com.
That's not ESPN.
Yeah.
ESPN, different.
So number 3, they got the Lakers, Lake Show. 4, they have the Denver Nuggets, and 5, they have the Utah Jazz. I'll say the Jazz really surprised. I didn't know they were 5-5. They were 15-5
now. They're 16-5 now.
16-5, yeah. So these were posted on the 1st. So they're 16-5. That's quiet. I didn't.
It don't help. They beat the Pelicans back to back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, and they also had an 11-game win streak.
Shaq also
came Nobody. I didn't hear anything about that either.
No.
Gobert's playing really good. I know we talked about that.
It's because it's the West, and the West really doesn't matter in the NBA because the East is where it's at.
Well, it's because LeBron's in the West, and we all know who's coming out of the West. Greatest player of all time. Different conversations.
I saw Shaq come at Donovan Mitchell though.
Yeah, man.
I don't know why.
Awesome. Did he?
That was awesome.
It was like it was like more of some type of motivation, like to pump him up, That's how I took it. I think that's what Donovan Mitchell took it as too.
Probably.
Hey, he basically was like, what'd he say?
Okay.
Hey, Donovan Mitchell, you think you have it? And he's like, yeah. He's like, that's what I wanted to hear. Because I said I don't think you have it.
You heard what Shaq said as a follow-up to that, though? He said, hey, the only people that, can talk at my level in the NBA today is Steph Curry and LeBron James. That's what he said.
What's his classification? His what's he called? His
Shaq and a fool?
No, that's his fucking, he calls it, I got a G14 classification.
G14.
That's some Chris Tucker rush hour shit right there. That's what it was. Hey,
well, I think the Nets, I agree with the power rankings. I'm just going to come out and say it. I think the Nets should be in it. I know they give up 145 a game, like you said, but they score 150 and that wins you the game.
Hey, as long as you score more than the opponent, you're going to win the game.
What they allowed Washington to do, I don't think they deserve to be in the top.
Oh, come on.
Washington been losing to everybody.
Okay, but first of all,
and you literally let Bradley Beal and Russell Westbrook beat you
back-to-back threes. Back-to-back.
Well,
I got them in my top 5, but they are in the 5 slot.
Yeah, sure. I think it's a top 5.
I have a hard time anytime I look at power rankings and it's not the team with the best record. Now I got it. They may not have played the best opponents, but they have the best record. So as far as I'm concerned, right now Utah number 1. The power that 11-game win streak was pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Very.
It doesn't matter, who they played any given night in the NBA. Anybody could beat anybody, right? We saw the Wizards beat the Nets, right?
Yep.
But I agree with the Clippers, Sixers, and Lakers at the next 3. You know what I mean? So, Clippers, they're 16-6. They're 8-2 over the last 10. Sixers are 15-6, 8-2 over their last 10. They beat the Lakers. They finally won a game without Joel Embiid.
Yeah, he didn't play, did he?
My God. Well, he played against the Lakers, but he didn't play
against the Wolves.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But they finally won a game without him. But yeah, the Lakers, they're going to be there. We know they're going to be there. If they're not in the finals, they're obviously going to be in the Western Conference Finals. You know what I mean? But time will tell. The Nuggets.
Well, who has a problem with the Clippers? Because I think the Clippers and Lakers are easily the 2 best teams in the West.
No, well, Utah's got a better record though. That's what I'm saying. I don't have a problem with any of those 3. I clearly think that they are the best 3 in the West right now.
Yeah.
And next week, Utah might lose a bunch of games if they start playing quality opponents.
I just don't
could
know
be
that
different.
They could beat the Clippers in a 7-game series.
Who's that?
The Jazz.
Utah? You really think? I think they can because Utah has point guard play. If you look at what the Clippers have been getting smoked on, same thing with the Nets.
Yeah.
Kyrie been getting killed in the East by point guards. He's been getting killed, man. I mean, and if you go to who's the point guard for the Clippers? Can anybody name a point guard that's over there?
Well, no,
Patrick Beverly.
Patrick Beverly?
And then they
He's
have,
been
don't
hurt.
they
You
still have,
ain't getting no scoring from that man anyways if he's playing.
No, you're not.
You get defense.
All
You get
you're going to
defense.
do is get the
In mind games.
the little brother version of
Who's the
Dennis
other-
Rodman pissing people off.
Who's the
whole
other
fucking
point
game.
guard?
I think they
playing
got,
right
Lou Will's not really a point guard, but he's
No,
a guard.
he's a
Well,
shooting
that's what
guard.
he's been
And what
playing
about
out.
Reggie Jackson? Doesn't
In my
yeah.
point.
Mhm.
Like, how many people remember Reggie Jackson? When
When he played for
remember
Detroit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's probably the last time I heard of him.
You know?
I'll say
And it's been a few years.
I don't agree. I don't think I agree with the Nets being in the top 5. I don't. Just because like I know we can sit here and harp on how much they give up, on defense all the time, but like they went up against the Cavs. They lost 2 games to the Cavs, and the Cavs are like 25th in scoring in the NBA. And if you're letting the Cavs beat you, like, that's pretty bad.
But again,
With their big 3 too.
that comes from point guard play. Look at what happened to Kyrie and what's the other kid
Sexton.
from?
Sexton.
No, the kid,
Oh.
the other kid from Virginia. That's the shooting guard, the white kid
From on the Nets?
on the Nets.
Joe Harris?
Harris.
Yeah.
They both got dominated by those two guards in
They're really both point guards.
Don't they play the Clippers tonight?
Joe Harris, by the way, had a great game against.
No,
Aren't the Nets 11-3 since the Harden trade?
I'll just simulate it on 2K
They're
and we'll
very
see what
good
happens.
since the Harden trade.
Yeah, they're.
No,
I think they're
the Clippers
11-3.
play the Cavs tonight at 8.
that's
Oh, so they already played the Nets then.
they played the
Yeah.
Nets last night.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But yeah, the Nets just give up too many points. I mean, and I think another thing is Kyrie's defense has been off this year. So like Sexton literally walked into their locker room. Like I read a thing where it said he walked into the locker room, walked up to Kyrie and said, "You better lace up your shoes because it's gonna be a long night for you." Then he dropped 42 points on him.
Nets play the Sixers this week.
He didn't do that. He ain't got no.
That's
balls
gonna
like
be
that,
a
man.
good game.
I think that's the preview of the Eastern
You think
Conference
so?
Finals.
Absolutely.
You
I
better not
agree.
come in my locker room. I'm gonna punch the piss out of you.
Yeah, it may not have been in the locker room. I
Don't come in my
agree.
locker
It's,
room with that, man. Come on.
it's very ballsy of Colin
Yeah.
Sexton to do. Although he is playing really good
So-
this year.
So I know definitely not in the top 5, but have you seen Houston since the trade? They've won 6 in a row. They're second in the league in
Ballers.
defensive efficiency since James Harden left. Not that he played, you know what I mean? But second league defensive efficiency. They're over 500 right now, and they're the AC in the West.
I'm telling y'all. I told y'all.
You did say that.
As long as John
and-
Wall stays healthy,
He's been playing phenomenal,
And
too.
and what's his name? Gordon's coming off the bench
yeah.
and
don't
scored
forget
25.
about Christian Wood.
You know what
Well,
I
that's
mean?
because they have
Yeah.
Oladipo.
No, I understand
Yeah.
that, but I'm saying even.
But yeah, it's a hell of a 6-man to have.
Right.
And then Oladipo comes out there. Nobody was expecting for him to really play the way he's playing.
Unreal.
Yo,
After
you know
one-
who called it this year? I'll give him props. A said it. He said that the Suns were going to be good this year.
No, Rockets.
No.
No,
said
he's-
both.
Oh,
he-
he said Suns.
And
Suns
first
Yeah.
of all,
and Rockets.
timeout, point of order. Sarin Alvarez said, or excuse me, Daddy said that before all those trades even happened.
Yeah, yeah,
But
he's-
before CP3 even went to
Yeah.
the Suns.
But
Yeah.
I mean, Booker's finally matured into an elite player that can carry a team now. For the first couple years, I don't really think he
And-
was that elite player. Now, hands down, he is.
I think it was coaching.
Yeah,
I think it was coaching. They wasn't giving him. They weren't putting enough on his plate. I mean,
Well,
you want to be
tell
able
me
to
why?
what it was.
But why
You
weren't
predicted
they? And
it.
that's what I'm saying. I think now that he's
Huh?
matured into
I
that
said,
player,
you tell us what it was because you predicted it.
Monty Williams.
could be.
I don't know why the Pelicans got rid of him. That dude was a hell of a coach.
You know who's disappointing this year? For me, at least what I thought, the Mavericks are pretty disappointing.
I agree.
Yeah, I had Luka winning the MVP.
Yes, you did.
Don't think that's going to happen anymore.
That team is a
No,
that
'cause
team is a
Embiid's going to win.
Because Joel Embiid's gonna win it. That's why.
Ever since UFC 257, like I went through each fight and called who was going to win, I literally did not get a single fight right. So it's just been downhill for me since then.
Do you really think Embiid's going to win MVP?
I think right now,
Oh
him,
my gosh.
Jokic, they're definitely. I mean, they're in the conversation.
Right.
I think that Embiid is more in the conversation than Jokic because they have a better record.
Right.
At this moment, Embiid is the MVP. However, a lot a lot has to happen
Oh, yeah.
for it to remain that way the final 2/3 of the season. Right. One, he has to stay healthy.
Yep.
Two, the Sixers have to stay a top 1 or 2 seed in the East,
Absolutely.
which we're not running away with it through the first third of the season. It's 2.5 games above the second seed.
Yeah.
And he has to remain dominant.
He has to remain healthy.
Well, I said that.
Sorry.
Healthy and
My
dominant.
headphones again are behind by 2 minutes.
He's got to dominate his position.
Yeah, he does.
Is it plug on?
No, it is. I'm just messing.
I know I've been saying it and off the podcast to you specifically, but I think Philly looks great. I think you're one piece away. I think you are one
They've
piece
been
away.
one piece away for the last fucking 3 years.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel like we've been saying that
They've
about
been
Philly
in the
for a
top
long
3.
time.
I'm not taking nothing away from
I'm
them. They
just
have
saying,
been in the
I
top
don't
3
see-
for the last 3 years.
I don't know.
I think we're only one piece away because that one piece that we do have on our team, Simmons, is underperforming drastically.
Drastically.
He's awful.
Drastically.
You cannot be considered part of the big 3 or a key player on a team, and you're averaging 11, 4, and 4.
That's a big
You know what I mean?
So
That's not true, though.
So I'll come
agree
back
with
to
that.
Simmons. One right now, the Sixers, even if we get the first seed, I don't foresee us coming out East. And here's why. Because in a 7-game series, if I'm coaching against the Sixers, I'm doubling Embiid on every possession. I'm sagging off Simmons, and that sag off is going to help cover for the double on Embiid. And so, because Simmons doesn't shoot and Embiid's doubled and turning over the ball, that's how you beat the Sixers in a 7-game series.
better
It's
play.
happened. It's happened every year for the last 3 years. And the one piece we need to change to stop that is Simmons start shooting the goddamn ball. He has a max contract. I'm not saying that he's a bad player by any means, but he is underperforming. Drastically underperforming a max contract.
Agreed.
I don't disagree.
It's
100%.
easy to say a player's underperforming, right? When you've been consistently seeing him perform at an all-star level for the last 3 years.
But
Hence
he's
the reason
being.
why he got that big contract.
I'm
telling you, man, the system that he's in now, Doc Rivers' system does not call for him to touch the ball the way he was touching it for the last 3 years. Hence the reason why. What's the kid, the point guard coming off the bench?
Shake Milton.
Shake Milton.
Hence the reason why that kid is getting so much playtime.
Nah.
Well, he was getting a lot of playtime last season too,
The
especially
ball-
towards the bubble.
Look, the ball is going through 2 people's hands more than Simmons. Tobias Harris and definitely Embiid.
All I'm saying is, you have a max contract. All-star level ain't cutting it for me. I need you to be a superstar. When we drafted him, he was supposed to. It wasn't supposed to be Embiid's team. It was supposed to be either a duo or Simmons. He was said to be the next LeBron James. He has all the tools. No, he's not.
He still has.
So was Jabari Parker when he came out of high school.
Here we go. Regular season
LeBron
stats.
averaged 11 points in a
You tell me.
Never.
Regular
Exactly.
season.
When was the last time he scored?
Elementary school for LeBron. Elementary school.
Yeah.
13-3, 13.3 points per game, 8.2 rebounds per game, and 7.9 assists per game. Is that a max contract?
I'm sorry.
Are you giving that a max contract?
I'm sorry, Simmons. I undervalued you at your 11 points. You're at
No.
13 points. My apologies.
But he didn't get
It's
a
hard to
contract for this
say.
year, man. He got a contract for the last 2 years he was there.
That means he's been underperforming for 2 years.
I don't know. To me,
No.
like if
What
you
he's
ask
saying is he
me,
got his contract based off of the last 2 years.
Yeah.
this is the thing. It's kind of a shitty situation for Simmons because it depends on, like, it really just depends on your expectations. Because let's say that Simmons is just like, let's say it was never supposed to be his team or anything like that, right? Let's just say that he was a good player coming out of LSU. Shout out LSU. And he's averaging those numbers.
His godfather.
That's a damn good. Those are damn good numbers aside from the points. If the points were up, then you couldn't complain as
We need
a
his
Sixers
points to be-
fans.
That's what I'm saying. We needed his points
But
to be up.
he's an all-around player, man. It's just times you're not gonna get 25 points every night. But
How's
the
he been
guy
playing
is.
defensively?
Oh, he's great defensively.
How many
big is he?
assists? is he
He's a
averaging?
great how many assists?
How many assists?
I guarantee he's in the
Eight.
top 10.
So here's what I'm comparing him to right now. At 13 points, he's overperforming Rondo's stats, but he's overwhelmingly underperforming on the assists. So one or the other. You either need to score or you need to dish.
Rondo's
He's
a point
not
guard.
doing.
So is he.
So is Simmons.
So he
You
starts
can
at.
call him a guard forward.
This
if
man
you
is a
want.
6'11" point guard.
And that's what I'm
6'10".
saying.
How many rebounds
6'10".
Simmons averaged?
8, 7.
7,
Set 8.
So what I'm
How
saying
many
is,
triple doubles did he have this year?
3, 4.
yeah, but those
I-
triple doubles aren't coming with
You're missing the
25
point.
points. They're coming with.
It's your
11
expectations.
points.
That's the problem in
Yeah.
Philly. Is the expectations that you have for him is he's underperforming. Now,
No, my expectations of his contract.
This man is LeBron, except he can't score for shit.
So then he's not LeBron.
LeBron is a point forward. That's not. He's LeBron, except he can't score. Everywhere else, I mean, let's. I'll take that back. This man is not LeBron because LeBron's a GOAT. He puts up LeBron numbers at the point guard position, i.e., LeBron is 6'8", he's 6'11", so he's bigger than LeBron. LeBron weighs 10 more pounds. LeBron for his career averages 27, 7, and 7. Simmons right now is averaging 8 and 7 rebounds and assists. His points just aren't there.
Right.
If he scores, you're putting him in the same. If
So
he can
that-
score 25, 30 points a game, you're putting him in the same category as
So
LeBron.
you're basically agreeing with us and saying that he is overwhelmingly underperforming.
Me personally, I don't have expectations for Simmons. If I just because I don't have any buy into the Sixers, right? So
Okay.
if I just look at the stats, I think Simmons is having a decent year.
Just have the expectation as a fan. Should this guy be an all-star? Because he made the all-star team last year.
I don't think he's an all-star this year.
No,
I'm not voting for him.
no, he's not.
And here's my thing. I don't even want him to be a full-time scorer. I want him to shoot the ball from mid-range to 3 points a few times a game, so that way that defender at least plays a little honest on him. And we can get rid of the sag and open up the paint for Embiid.
Yeah. The bad thing is I know he's been working on that mid-range jumper, and I don't know, man. If I'm working on my shit in the off season, I'm a professional athlete. I'm rocking that shit in the game.
And you're getting
Yeah, I don't
paid.
know how you're in the NBA. You can't shoot.
And you're
He
getting
can't shoot
paid
free throws
$30
either.
million a season to do it.
How many did
Yeah,
he
I
score
don't
the other
know.
night when Embiid didn't play?
He was 20. It was 20 something.
so he got 20 something without Embiid.
Why? Because the ball's not being run.
No, but and I understand that. But my point is that's the game right there, especially against the Wolves. You're chucking shots up. Okay, you want to work on your shot in
Yeah.
a live game situation. If Embiid ain't there, just do it. Do it.
I completely agree
pull
with
a
you,
Kobe
man.
and go over 12 and you're first. Like whatever. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah.
But if you want to work on your shot, do it in the game. Because in practice, it's only practice.
Yeah.
Look, Allen Iverson said it. Practice.
Well, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say I agree with you. I mean, if you can't shoot, I don't know what you're doing in the NBA.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't know.
Especially at the free throw line. I mean, if you don't have a free throw percentage
I
above
get-
80% like LeBron James doesn't have, I mean, that's just pathetic to me. I don't know how you can't.
How
have
can
a
you be considered a basketball?
go and not
No,
have
no, no,
80%
no, that's
from
not-
the free
no,
throw
no.
line?
Not
leave
taking
LeBron-
the bait.
We're
Not
gonna
taking
leave
the
that
bait.
conversation for
I
another
mean,
day.
man, look what Ben Simmons got for his career, man. 16 points a game, 8 rebounds a game, and I mean, I would give him 8 assists for a game.
And that's a max contract.
I think if you ask me right
That's
now,
worthy of a max
I would
contract?
say that Ben Simmons is a pretty good player.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
Not a
I'm with you
superstar
guys.
like he got
Yeah,
paid to
I
be.
would say he's a pretty good player.
Not a superstar like he got
Where-
paid to be.
5 years, 177 mil.
No.
Oh my God!
No, he's not.
Not
If
a
you
chance.
ask me as an outsider,
Well, not
no,
a
he's not
chance.
worth that.
What's that?
So,
5 years, 177 $1 million.
that's,
No
his,
way.
that's his contract.
That's
Yeah.
that. He is underperforming. I'm with the Philly fans.
So,
Alright.
I know there's that discussion about Ben Simmons being an All-Star.
Let's
What
talk
do
about
what do we all think about the All-Star game in general? Like, is this something that we should have?
Bro, that-
Because I know
the NBA All-Star Game is about as boring to me as the Pro Bowl because it doesn't mean anything to anybody. There's no incentive. There's a $1,000 bonus goes to the players on the winning team. So what? You want to put it in the middle of the season? Make it incentivized, just like MLB started doing. Whoever wins the All-Star Game in Major League Baseball, that league has the home field advantage in the World Series.
I like that.
Do that in the NBA Finals.
I didn't know they did that for baseball.
Yeah, make
Yeah,
it worth
yeah.
something.
That's wild.
Because right now, what we're seeing like 185 to 182.
How about 200?
You know what I'm saying?
200 this year.
Hey, and you know what? If you want
Damn
to,
near. Yeah.
I mean, there's no
200.
defense. It's like James Harden is playing all 5 positions on both teams
Until like
there's-
the last
Yeah,
minute.
there's no defense. But you want to make it fun? Add a 4-point line. They're talking about the idea of eventually adding a 4-point line to the NBA. Do it in the All-Star game.
Thank you, Steph Curry.
That's the time to do it. Let's try it out there.
Yeah.
Remember what was that basketball game that used to be on MTV back in the day where you could score like a 15-pointer or a 10-pointer? You remember what I'm talking about?
God, I don't like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was way before my time.
Yeah. Sorry.
I don't even know. I mean,
It was on in the 90s, so Brown wasn't allowed to watch
the NBA does
MTV
4
back then.
points. They coming off of what's Ice Cube basketball league?
I hope they
The
don't.
3-on-3?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
3-on-3
the
league.
Big three, because
That's big three.
That's what they do. They got 4.3 points,
Hey.
half court.
Hey, and while we're at it, I know we're not talking about football, but move the damn Pro Bowl back behind the Super Bowl again. That shit's boring. How you
Get
gonna
rid
have
of it.
How you gonna have Pro Bowlers that can't play in the Pro Bowl because they're gonna play in the damn Super Bowl? Half the Chiefs team is Pro Bowlers, and they wouldn't even been able to play this year.
Yeah, at least the NBA
Come on,
has it.
man.
Yeah, at least the NBA has it
Yeah.
to where you can all play.
There
And,
needs
and
to
I
be an
got
incentive,
it. They
though.
don't want to go all out because they don't want to get hurt in their off week, and with the NBA All-Star game. I got that. And honestly, half of these guys are friends. Maybe not, Westbrook and the rest of the NBA, but
Yeah.
they're like everybody. A lot of these guys are friends. So yeah, they're not going to be physical, but I don't know.
Westbrook and
Why
Damian,
we're going
everybody.
off topic?
Yeah, go ahead.
We brought back college football, EA Sports.
Yeah, we
Right.
do.
NBA Street's next. We need to bring
I hope
back
so.
NBA Street.
I hope so.
Back to the All-Star game though. Any other year, I personally love the All-Star game. I grew up watching the dunk contest and the 3-point contest, the skills challenge.
LeBron, Kobe in the All-Star game.
Yeah. So I personally love the fact it's just an all-out, just throw shots up. Let me try and be the MVP. Let's try and score 200 points. I mean, I think yes. I agree with you. Let's
Incentivize it?
put
Yeah, man.
let's incentivize it. I mean, I don't know if home court advantage is the way to go with that.
Gotta
I
do
mean,
something.
or something,
Yeah,
maybe
something.
donations to your players' charity, something. Throw something out there. But this year, I personally think why are we trying to have the All-Star game if we're trying to promote player safety, limit COVID, and we're having games with 8 players suiting up for the games because of the pandemic. Why are we going to push one extra game when we're already shortening the season and all of this? You're not going to have fans in the stadium. You're not going to... I don't get the push for the All-Star game this year.
Yeah, I
Here it
don't
is.
see it. I mean, the Pro Bowl didn't happen.
Here it is.
Well, I'm for it if they have fans.
Money.
Yeah, but what money are they
Well,
making?
no, you're right.
What money are they making though?
Just
You get money off
From
of it.
commercials?
televised.
Absolutely.
Endorsements.
It's not.
It's just
Let's face it. The
The Sprite
NBA All-Star
Slam-
game is not
Sprite
Super
Slam
Bowl.
Dunk Contest.
Nobody's paying $4 million a spot for a TV commercial during the NBA.
I would
All-Star
love to
game.
know what Pepsi has to pay for this to have the endorsement of the Super Bowl.
Well, they're
happen.
not this year. They're boycotting it actually.
Well, who's doing the
Pepsi.
Pepsi's boycotting?
So they're not boycotting. What they're doing is it's Pepsi, Budweiser, and somebody else are. They're not boycotting. They're sitting out Super Bowl commercials, and what they're doing is they're taking the money that they were going to use, that was going to pay for those commercials, and donating it to COVID relief.
Well, that's cool.
Right.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about, America.
All right,
Right.
Pepsi.
It's Budweiser, Pepsi, and some. And I
Drink
don't,
your Pepsi
I don't
and
think it's
Budweiser,
Coke, but
ladies
it
and
might
That
be.
is,
Budweiser.
man. I'm gonna have to
Budweiser.
start drinking Budweiser, man.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm gonna miss all the good commercials though.
Yeah, I mean, I like.
Budweiser. Catch up.
Well,
Every time
regardless
sports
of the
talk.
fact, my original point
Yeah,
was
yeah,
how
yeah.
much do you think Sprite pays for it to be called the Sprite Slam Dunk?
Probably a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
A lot.
willing to give you.
Absolutely.
So you guys are just talking about taking the All-Star game away. You guys aren't talking about taking the 3-point contest and the dunk contest away,
Well, that's
right?
the All-Star game.
No, yeah,
That's
the
everything.
whole All-Star weekend. Like,
Oh, no, I'm
if
not
there's
with
no,
that then.
If there's no fans,
No,
if there's no fan, who wants to see
I do.
a dunk contest of 5 guys dunking in an empty?
I'd love
I
to see
do.
LeBron do a
I'd
dunk
like it.
contest. I don't know what he's.
I don't know why he doesn't. He will win it.
Or do this. Instead of having the announcers do the whole thing, have the announcers there like they did when Brady and Manning teamed up with Tiger Woods and Phil Mickelson, and have the players mic'd up too, them talking shit back and forth to each other. That was cool, man. I loved watching that.
That'd be dope.
You know what I'm saying? Have them mic'd up so we can hear exactly what. Have them with the earpiece in their ears so that the announcers can talk to them. Have Barkley and
And no-
Shaq out there
and no
you
technicals.
know what I mean? And
Barkley and
Yeah.
Shaq are probably getting a fight because those two, I'm convinced they hate each other.
No, I don't think.
I think they're best of friends.
I really
They're
do.
best
I think they're
friends.
best friends.
I just watched a video on YouTube of them, like all their arguments on their little
They're
thing.
hilarious.
that's
man.
Hilarious.
They are hilarious.
Drew Brees, stand up, shout out.
But I'm saying, do something like that. Like if you want to do the 3-point contest and the dunk contest, but the All-Star game,
on, dude,
I
you're out.
agree.
The only hit that I would put on the dunk contest is it's going like downhill, like the last, I don't know, however many years.
Since Aaron Gordon and Levine
just hasn't
went
been.
head-to-head,
Well,
like,
that
I-
was.
It just
I
hasn't been
think
as
that
good.
was the
phenomenal,
best
man.
one I think I've ever.
that
seen.
was the best,
What?
hands down.
Hands down. The
Other
best one
wait,
I've
hang
ever
on, hang on. There's one better, or
Vince
not one
Carter
better.
and T-Mac in
No.
2000.
There's one other one that I would agree that I think is right up there with that, and that's Dawkins, Jordan, and Spud Webb. I know, Brown. You don't know who those guys are. They
again,
were-
before my time. I know who they are,
they were
just
a little
above,
early.
before my time.
You know, when
I've
you
seen
got-
their highlight
When you got
tapes.
Spud Webb was 5'2",
5'7",
5'3", Duncan.
7.
Like, come on, man.
You-
That's impressive.
Iguodala
Nate
versus
Robinson.
Dwight Howard.
No.
No,
Like what
no.
are you talking about?
That was a
I'm
good
sorry.
one.
If I don't want to see a dunk contest,
Howard in his prime was done.
I want to see a dunk contest of dudes that are 5'5", not 7'5", 6'8", whatever.
Well, the
You're supposed
taller
to be able
guys
dunk
have to do
basketball.
something more impressive.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But-
Unless you're Jokic, and
When-
then you probably can't
You know,
even
When
dunk.
Spud
of
Webb's
those-
throwing down 2 hand jams, that's impressive, bro.
Yeah.
When you see his feet and they're higher than the people standing behind the goal, like that's ridiculous, man.
You know who was so underrated for the dunk contest? Nobody ever brings up his
Or
name.
not Dawkins,
Was,
Wilkins. Sorry.
Jason Richardson. Remember him in the early 2000s?
Yeah.
He won it almost 3 years. He
Yeah.
was filthy.
Yeah.
I like the 3-point contest too, but that's just because when I played in high school, all I did was shoot threes. So I appreciate the 3-point contest for the skill that it takes to actually make one.
Man, I
'Cause
don't
not
know
everybody
about
can do
my high
that.
school days as an athlete.
And I know
I know yours were 20 years ago.
I
Mine
know-
were only 7.
I said Dawkins. I meant Dominique Wilkins. My apologies.
Oh yeah. I don't. The dunk contest just hasn't. I don't know what it is. The dunks aren't as impressive, and I get it. Like I don't know. Maybe these guys don't want to take the time out to prepare for it, or maybe they don't take it as seriously because it's like a just a dunk contest or something like
Wow,
that.
man,
But
I'm not
Expectations.
Well, I think there's
Yeah, I
only so
mean-
much you could do too.
Yeah.
Like there's only so
the
much. There's only so
creativity.
much combination.
yeah, maybe people just aren't as creative.
That and you have hiccups like last year. What was it? The grading, the back and forth.
Yeah.
the
For
year
the
Dwayne Wade was that man.
yeah, it was
he
last
should've-
year.
Yeah, that's-
the year Levine should have.
Well, that was a couple years.
Aaron Gordon should have won.
It's like 2 years in a row.
Man, that was the best one I've ever seen. I could not.
Levine and Gordon,
Oh my god.
hands down. They
were
went in
going
like 6
back
overtime,
to
4
back.
overtimes or whatever. Yeah.
yeah.
But that dunk
Unbelievable.
that Aaron Gordon did, where he brought it under his head.
Dude.
It was
And when he
crazy.
jumped over to dude, when
Oh
he jumped over
my
the mat,
God.
yeah.
And
Well,
how
I
about
mean,
the
like,
one where the prop
mascots
was going in a
rotating
circle
around,
and he
yeah.
cupped it like that?
And the best part about that was each one of those dunks that those guys did was on the first try. They
I
didn't need
know.
the second
That
try.
Aaron Gordon one.
That
though.
was-
I
that was
mean, it was like my
unbelievable,
man
man.
was in the air sitting on a chair.
Sitting
And
on a
he's-
chair.
It was
Unbelievable.
perfect. Like
Yeah.
I wonder how much time they take into like practicing those dunks.
When I think dunk contest, I think of that one and then Vince Carter in 2000. That Vince Carter in 2000, man.
Yeah.
You guys old enough for that?
I've
one?
seen the
Yes.
replays.
He's
I've seen the replays.
Okay.
I've seen it on YouTube. Okay. Yeah, I think when I think dunk
They
contest,
saw
I
it on-
think
they saw it on ESPN Classic.
they do play those.
We watched it.
Vince Carter in 2000, man. When he did that 360 windmill, remember, right off the bat?
Yeah, unbelievable.
And Shaq was like, oh.
I think when I
Like-
think dunk contest, I think Jordan from the free throw line, and I think Vince Carter how he
Well,
did.
was it really the
Yeah.
free throw line?
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So he was a half an inch in front of the free throw line when he actually took off.
So
Now,
what
the
is
majority of
behind-
his
when,
foot,
When they say, "Oh, you can't say Michael Jordan jumped,"
the majority of his
behind
foot
the
was
free
from
throw
behind
line.
the free throw line.
I
It was
mean-
a smidgen of his foot. Now, if he was in the NFL, he would have been out of bounds. I got it. But at the same time, you know.
If he was shooting a free throw, it wouldn't have counted.
Hey, but if he was in
Exactly.
college, it would have counted because his other foot was behind the line and he was good to go.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that's. I
He
wonder
had
how
one foot in.
receivers like transition from
had one
college
foot
to the NFL, knowing that instead of 1 foot now it's
No.
2. That's be hard. I was watching receivers do drills the other day too, and like that shit seems hard as hell. Like I definitely couldn't do that shit because I'm unathletic as shit. But
That's why we are on Amateur Hour Sports Talk.
That's right.
And
But I think the NBA All-Star game, I like it. I like seeing I just like offense. I guess if you like defense, then you probably wouldn't like it too much. But I like seeing players play in like pickup games like that.
It's just hype. I want to go to one. I want to go.
Yeah, I would do
for
anything
a whole
to
weekend and.
I don't mind the scoring. I just wish that there was some.
There's got to be an incentive.
Incentive, yes, but I wish that there was just some defense. Any defense would be.
But there would be if you
much
made it home
appreciated.
field
Look,
advantage.
last year-
And I
East
agree.
to the West.
I agree.
When LeBron picked against Giannis,
Oh,
did they not,
yeah.
I think that was a really good All-Star game.
Yeah, I thought that was a cool idea.
They actually really played defense, offense. I mean, it took until the fourth quarter.
Now the problem with the incentive thing is they're going to have to go away from the player draft, and they're going to have to go back to the Western Conference plays.
Yeah.
I like that better.
I like that better.
That
would suck if you were the last person picked by like LeBron or Giannis.
Yeah, but you're still in the
Still an
All-Star
All-Star,
game.
I get it, but it's like, dang, nobody really likes playing.
It's not like you're
NBA.
the fat kid in dodgeball. You're just the last All-Star picked,
Yeah.
which is still better than not being an All-Star.
You're the worst of the best, but you're still in the best.
Hey, what's that make you, top 30? What do they take 15?
I mean, you'll get a max
Per
contract
team?
out
Is
of
that
it.
what it is?
Something
12?
like that.
15?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Top 24 at least.
Oh,
Top 25.
Vince Carter, huh?
Yeah.
He's watching it on his phone.
So roundtable real quick. Would you rather watch the NFL, the Pro Bowl, or the NBA All-Star game?
Man, they both shit.
Fair enough.
I agree with that.
If it was
Gun to your head, you had to choose one. Fuck, marry, kill.
Whoa.
Between two things.
Whoa. I got family listens to this, man.
man, I would have to go with NFL Pro Bowl.
Oh,
Honestly, if I had to absolutely choose one,
Yeah.
I'll go with the NBA just because I think the Pro Bowl is absolutely useless. Now that they don't hit each other. There's not even true Pro Bowlers in the Pro Bowl because they got added to the roster afterwards because the two teams in the Super Bowl had a combined 14, 15 Pro Bowlers on their teams together. So they added more. The NBA, but play some damn defense. Come on, and have some incentives.
I go. It's not an option. I would go baseballs first,
Whoa.
then NBA's, then football.
I should
have added the NBA.
I didn't know that was an option.
I should have added them in. I didn't think about that.
One thing
I'm a failure.
I like about the NBA All-Star game, there's usually 20-something, maybe 30 games left, and it's like, okay, we're getting to the end of this marathon to what the real season starts.
But then the playoffs start and add a whole nother marathon to the NBA season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The playoffs last 6 months. I know I'm exaggerating, but that's what it feels like, man.
I mean, the first round gets real with a few surprises. It gets real dull. The second round, that's when it picks up, and then obviously from there, it's.
To me, it just feels like the NBA playoffs and the NHL playoffs both last an exorbitant amount of time.
Yeah.
Whereas the
true.
NFL playoffs, they play one game a week and it's still over in 4 weeks. It's
Well,
done.
it's also you get too many. I think there's too many days between games. I think that's
I
where
agree
the
with that
issue.
too.
It's like, okay, we played on Tuesday. I'll see you Friday night, and it's like, what are we
can-
doing Wednesday and Thursday?
I can understand hockey skipping a day in between
Rusty.
games. I can understand hockey skipping a game between games.
Yeah,
But
that's pretty
It's a
physical.
physical sport.
Yeah.
What the hell's the NBA need to skip a day between games for?
They shouldn't.
No, they should not.
They shouldn't.
They
I mean,
absolutely
I guess.
That sounds good coming from us. It's easy to say, when we're not running up and down that court and jumping up.
That's
Bro, the
facts. It
professional
ain't me doing
athletes, they're making 177 million over 5 years.
177
They're
million.
only scoring 13 points a game.
Yeah, but I mean, how many players they got in the NBA?
Let's just say 300.
300. And out of those 300, right? How many of them are really utilizing their money to take care of their body?
That's not my
That's
issue.
not my fault. It's not my fault.
I understand that. What I'm saying is how many of them are doing that.
Bro,
I would
don't
say
give a
maybe
shit
the
about
top 10 players in the league.
Maybe they should use their money wisely and take care of their bodies. If they
probably
wanna
blew it
continue-
all already.
If they want to continue making more money in the NBA and get another contract, they need to take some of that money and put it into their bodies.
Yeah, that's not my issue.
Anyway, what do you think? NBA, Pro Bowl?
They all suck. But
I didn't know MLB was an option.
I know. If that was the case, I'm going MLB.
So we're all going MLB.
I'd go MLB. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't
They
go.
all
I'd
suck.
rather sit there and watch the home run
That's
derby.
because you don't like baseball.
I hate baseball.
Watch
Baseball
the
is a
All-Star
terrible
game.
sport, and I hate it so much. But I'll learn about it.
If you could
and I'll
go
watch
to
it.
one,
If
just
I was
for
a
this.
Cleveland Indians fan, I would hate baseball.
Well, yeah.
if you could go to one, which one you going to?
See, if I had to go to one, I'd probably
For the whole
pick-
weekend, whether
I
it's
probably would pick the All-Star game.
well,
MLB
which one?
or NBA.
No, I'd
All
probably
of
pick
them.
the NBA All-Star.
Yeah, I'd pick NBA.
If I had to
If
go.
I'm
I was
going, if
going.
I'm watching on TV, baseball.
So
Well, you could get pretty close
So
to like
full-
the players and stuff.
full-
It's close.
you got tickets to everything. You got tickets to the dunk contest, 3-point
Yeah.
contest.
Yeah,
every
let's
game?
just say it's the
Okay.
the All-Star weekend
Now,
for
do you-
MLB, NFL, or NBA, and you get to go to all of
Because
it.
the NFL games, you can't really get as close as you can with the NBA
No.
games.
It's in Hawaii though.
For the MLB though, do you have tickets to the home run derby?
Yeah, you have
Well,
to.
then I'm
'cause-
picking MLB all day long.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm probably.
NBA's second, Pro Bowl's third, unless it's in Hawaii.
I'm,
It's close.
I'm going NBA on that one.
Yeah, I think it depends
All
on
weekend.
your favorite sport. Like,
They
what was
just-
your favorite sport?
The bottom line on this whole topic is they got to reform all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
well,
it's-
MLB.
It's been the same thing for how many years now?
Knowing that the MLB that you get, what do you call it in baseball? Home field advantage. Is the
Yeah.
same thing as
So
football.
the winners of the whatever league wins the
Whatever-
All Star
yeah,
game, that team in that league from the World Series gets home field advantage in the World Series.
Yeah, I think they're doing it right, but
The only exception was this past year, and this just started. 10 years ago maybe? Not
It
even.
hasn't been that long.
Yeah, it hasn't been that long, but the only exception was this year because they didn't have an All Star game.
yeah, I think if I had to choose one, it's NBA, just because I like the NBA. I like basketball more than I
I thought you were
like.
gonna say because I chose it, but
And-
Well, also because you chose
And
it.
because
but-
they had it at neutral site.
Nah, I mean, we're on the same page for a lot of stuff. But there you go. You heard it here first. All right, that's going to do it for this episode. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, give us a rating, give us a follow, all that good stuff on all that social media platforms.
Hey, let us know what you think. We want to hear.
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
We wanna
Write us
hear
some
it.
comments. Hit us up on the Facebook page.
Do you, and let's put a quick poll out there. Let us know who's better, Embiid or Jokic, because this fool over here thinks Jokic is better. But
Jokic is way better all
these
around.
guys are out of their damn mind.
The Joker.
Anyway, we'll talk about that later.
The
I
Joker.
think Joker probably is.
Absolutely.
Joker.
Nah.
All right, that's going to do it, everybody. Make sure you guys stay tuned for more content being published all the time. All the time. Make sure you guys are on the lookout.
Oops.
Yo,